Samuel Clee from MMA UK, and I'm here with Desiree Yanez, who makes her Bellator debut at Bellator 257 on April 17th. Desiree, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm ready to do this. I'm feeling good and ready.
Good to hear. Yeah, so 2020, obviously, the entire world fell off a cliff, ran into chaos, including the MMA world. But it seemed like you, especially, you had a case of the Leon Edwardses. Every time a fight was booked, just something terrible would happen. Nobody's fault, of course, but just it seemed like you were a bit cursed and it wasn't on your side. So how does it feel to finally be getting back in there against Artiga?
I'm so excited. Last year was such a pain in the butt, but it's also like a blessing in disguise. I had a whole year to really work on me and work on my holds and this is also my flyweight debut, so I got to build into that weight class. So I like to consider it a blessing in disguise, but it was very painful with all the fights falling through and not happening. So hopefully everything goes to plan and we're able to get locked in that cage in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can imagine just being forced to stay on the sidelines, not stay as active as you want. I can imagine it just super frustrating.
Very frustrating. It can get really depressing because you're like, what am I doing with my life? This is all I know, But again, I got to work on some things, and I think that it was a blessing in disguise. It prepared me. Vita's a tough fighter, probably going to be one of my toughest opponents to date. So I've gotten, not one camp, but now 2 camps to prepare for her. So I feel more than ready, and I can't wait to just get in there with her and battle.
Yeah, it was good to hear that there was a silver lining to all of the chaos and letdowns. As I mentioned before, this is your Bellator debut. Really exciting chapter in your career. I'm sure you'll agree. How was this transition to the second biggest promotion in the world? Has it changed? Sorry, has it changed your life? Has it changed your lifestyle, preparation for the fight, or is it just another fight? Fight?
For me, it's more of a motivation. You know what I'm saying? I have more to showcase. They consider me a part of they consider me a part of Bellator roster, as in they've already put me in the roster. They've already put me on the website. I've signed a contract with them, and to me, I'm like, that's amazing. I've only been doing this for 4 years, so it's to already be at this level is insane. I haven't been training my whole life like the rest of these girls. I've only been training for 5 years, fighting for 4. So just to see where I progressed, and I'm here with Bellator now, I mean, it's a blessing. So if anything, it motivates me more just to be a better fighter in that cage than in the past. So I'm just excited to see where I am, and hopefully I put on a show for them and they love me just as much as I think they're going to.
I didn't know about the only having trained for 5 years. Was it a surprise when you got the Bellator call? Were you expecting to get to this level this quickly, or was it
not? I just fought for the belt for Combate, and we were supposed to get a rematch, and I was kind of just planning on waiting around until they started fighting again. And my managers pulled through, my coach pulled through, and luckily Bellator wanted me, and I was shocked. I cried, of course. This is amazing. Everybody's dream is to either get to Bellator or UFC. And to be honest, my dream was to get to Bellator. I wanted to fight for Bellator. I didn't want to go to the UFC. I wanted to keep my sponsors. They've been with me through the very beginning, and I just wanted to be able to represent them every fight and keep them. So I'm so happy with being in Bellator now. I mean, it was really shocking, but now I got a statement to make. They think I belong there, and I think I belong there too. So I'm ready to prove that.
It's great, yeah. So the next Bellator card and the card that you are on, we have the light heavyweight Grand Prix continuing across those cards. There's some super big names on these cards. We've got Corey Anderson, Phil Davis, Lyoto Machida. What fights in this tournament that you're looking forward to, or maybe just Bellator in general?
I mean, I'm a fan of all these guys. I've been watching them since even before I started fighting. So it's pretty exciting just to be on the same card with them. I've gotten to fight with Tito Ortiz, my last fight with Combate. So I'm like, I get to fight with some big names again. So I'm like, this is so exciting, and hopefully I get to get a picture with one of them. But it's really cool. So like, I think I'm on the undercard. I'm not sure yet, but even if I'm not, I know we're at the beginning of the main card, so I get to at least watch some of these exciting fights and plan to, because they're just amazing. Why wouldn't I take advantage? But yeah, I'm excited. It's pretty awesome, and it helps me get sponsors when they hear me fighting with all these big names. So it's pretty awesome. Shout out to them. Thank you for that.
Yeah, always good to get those extra eyeballs, isn't it?
Absolutely. They're like, you're fighting with who? Okay, yeah, I'll sponsor you. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Do you have a pick, a favorite to emerge victorious in this huge tournament?
I don't know. They're so good, all of them. I'm like, they really did a good job picking the pricks. I mean, it's so many good fighters, and I've already been watching all of them for so long. But that's the thing, like, you just never know with fights, right? You can be like, oh, I think this guy's gonna smoke so and so, but then like it totally turns around and happens the other way. So that's why I love fighting, man. You can't predict fights. You just never know. Anything happens.
Oh man, 2021. My predictions have been so off. I'm surprised they even let people do this. Just every big fight. I've stopped making predictions because I truly.
That's why I don't bet for that reason alone. I'm like, every time I think someone's gonna win, it happens completely opposite or whatever. So I'm just like, I'm not even gonna bet. I'm not wasting my money. I'm gonna lose it all. Let's just keep. I'll just cheer for y'all from afar. Like I can't bet.
Yeah.
Can't bet on you guys.
Every time you think you have that key bit of analysis or insight, it just goes fucking window immediately.
Like it blows my mind. Like I'm very confident, and I like fighters who are confident as well. They're like, oh, I'm gonna beat this person, whatever. But I mean, you can never predict a fight. Like, come on, you see underdogs all the time come out and knock the guy out or this that. You can't ever predict.
Yeah.
So I always tell people when they're like, how do you see the fight going with Vita? I'm like, I just plan on doing whatever I can to win, but my main goal is just to have fun in there and, do what I got to do to get my hand raised. But other than that, I'm ready for anything because anything can happen,
Yeah, absolutely. So from following you on social media for a while, you've made it a bit public that you are a kind of a gamer. You enjoy some Warzone, you enjoy some Call of Duty.
I'm obsessed.
A game-winning kill, which is very impressive. I don't get many of those.
It was really cool. Like I don't know if you heard the video, but I was just in shock.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited because I got the last kill in Warzone. I was almost in tears. It was like one of those things, like winning a fight almost. You're like, what? Oh my gosh. I love that game. I do love gaming. I think after this fight, I'm going to try to get into like streaming and stuff because hopefully I'll get some fans, from this fight. And, I think some of them will be interested in watching like some of the games that I play because I'm not the worst gamer. So it's pretty cool. Like, I think it's cool and exciting.
I've always been really shit at gaming, and I only just recently started winning at Fortnite. And like you, I couldn't believe when it came up with Victory Royale on the screen.
So crazy. I was like, what? And I got the last kill too. It was my first time getting the last kill in Warzone. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. I feel like it's a lucky day.
I know, it was insane. I was like, am I good at this now? That's never happened before.
Absolutely. It's pretty awesome. I love gaming so much.
Yeah, well, that was actually the question. Like, when you get home from a hard day of camp, or maybe in between fight camps, what are some games that you like to unwind with?
Definitely, Call of Duty Warzone is something I've been religiously playing with. I play with my boyfriend. He's the one that got me into it, but I play with him almost every day. And then recently, I've been trying to get into like some of the games you see on like that are popular that people are streaming. I love Rocket League. I'm actually getting really good at Rocket League. Such a hard game. People underestimate it so much, but it's so hard. It's a hard game. So I've been trying to get really good at that game, and we were playing last night. It's funny just now talking about it, but we were playing Rocket League last night. And then there's this game called Fall Guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Oh yeah, I know Fall Guys.
But it's really popular on like TikTok and stuff like that. Just like when people stream, because it's a funny game when you play with like teammates and like people So I'm trying to get good at that. I have yet to win that game though. That game is deceiving. It looks like a child's game, and then you play it, and it is not.
Yeah, that's
so
what
hard.
That's what I was going to say. Rocket League and Fall Guys, games like that. People, because it's colourful, it looks like a child's game. People think, oh, it's just going to be some simple fun. And then you
it is
Rocket
so
League.
hard. I've won in Rocket League. I've won in Warzone. I have yet to win in Fall Guys, and that looks like the most kid game of them all. So I'm like, it is so hard. I'm like, don't judge it by its cover, man. This game is difficult, but it's cool because it's like it helps my brain. You know what I mean? It's a different way to just kind of like a brain exercise. I like to think of it as, you know what I mean? Because everything's very strategic. You know what I mean? Even with like Warzone, you have to know where someone's shooting you. You got to know where they're spawning at, like all these kind of things. And it's just, very strategic games that I like playing. So I kind of feel like it helps me, hand-eye coordination, all that stuff. I love it. I love it.
Warzone is super stressful. It's so stressful. Yeah. Never forget the best moment of a lockdown here in the UK. Warzone with my brother. He managed to win the entire thing without shooting anyone. He just drove around in an SUV for ages and then ran over the last guy.
See?
It was incredible.
Yeah, that's insane. That's how me and my boyfriend play. We don't go like towards the fights. We try to stay away from the gunfights until like the last minute. You know what I mean? We try to stock up on things and do all that, and then at the last minute, people call it camping, but I call it strategic maneuvering. Winning. Like, gotta do what you gotta do to win, man.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. People, they hate people like us for playing it. The thing, those people that run towards the fight, they know they're going to win because they've just got it down to a science.
I'm like, ballsy. Like, I can't. No thanks. Like, I'm confident in my shooting, but no. Some of y'all, I've only been playing for a few months, so it's not even like fair because these dudes have been playing for years. So I'm like, no, do that.
Exactly. You just know that some of them, it's Warzone 24/7, so the chances of you getting the best of them, that's
very slim. And when I do, it's just the best feeling in the world too. Like I said, when I got that last kill, I was like, holy crap, what the heck? That is amazing. It was so amazing. I had to post it everywhere. I was like, normally I don't post this stuff, but I got to post
I did the same with my Fortnite victories. Just after years of being bad, I needed to show people that I can do it too.
Exactly. It's a great feeling. People don't understand who don't game, so I get you.
Thank you. Yeah. So before I let you go, for the MMA UK viewers and readers who've never seen a Desiree Yanez fight, might see you for the first time on Bellator 257, tell them what they can expect in this fight between you and Vita.
Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm ready to bleed my own blood. I know she might bleed her own blood. I am so ready to just go in there and have fun. And if you've watched any of my fights, they're always very exciting, very, down to the grit most of the time. I've had some finishes, but normally 9 times out of 10, it's just one of those like, let's get it, stand in the middle and bang it out. So it's going to be a banger. I think me and Vita are kind of the same stylistically when it comes to being tough. She's very hard to finish. Of course, I would love to finish her, but that's just something that's going to have to come in the moment. But I think in the long run, it's going to be one of those where we're just going to be bleeding all over the place, fight of the night type like fights. We're either going to finish each other, one of us is going to finish each other, or it's going to go all 3 round bloodbath. That's how I see it. But I just know it's going to be a really good fight. I have nothing but respect for Vita, and I hope she has the same for me. So I'm just ready to go in there and battle her out. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. You should be excited for it too. I think it's going to be like one of the best fights on the card for sure.
I'm excited for it. If I didn't get the people excited, well, thank you so much for joining us, Desiree. I'm rooting for you on April 17th. I'm a 100% biased journalist.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good luck with the fight week, with the fight, everything. All the best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.